'Twas an Emeritus Holiday, when all through the farm not a snowflake was falling in the California warm. The furniture was placed round the patio with care, in hopes that new wine tasters would soon be there. The 2020s were nestled all snug in their places. Their aging in bottles was off to the races. And Mari in her office and Dave in his cellar knew 2020 vintages would all be bestsellers. When out on the ranch there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the tasting room to see what was the matter. To the accordion windows I flew like a flash, pushing them open with dramatic panache. The moon shone down on bare vines and old canes, which reached out to clutter the narrow vineyard lanes. And what to my wondering eyes did appear but a green John Deere tractor and 8 tiny reindeer. With a wise old driver so proud of his work, I knew in a moment that it had to be Kirk. More rapid than Verasion, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Hyde, now Elite, now 828, and 115, on 667, on Cruise, on Clone 4, and Clone 5. Let's work as a team. To the top of Block D, to the top of the winery. Now dash away over this finery. As grape leaves that before the coast's breezes fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So over the vine tops the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of wines, and Mr. Lockett too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I went back inside and began polishing glasses, in through the barrel room, Kirk came, boots tracking in grasses. He was dressed in worn overalls and an emeritus cap, fresh from visiting Pinot Hill near the Petaluma Gap. A bundle of pruned canes he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they snapped, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His mouth was pursed after all of his toil, and his beard the color of Goldridge soil. The stump of his pipe was not to be seen in his teeth, for farming is hard, with smoke round one's head like a wreath. He had a broad face and dry sense of humor, as dry as our farming that we explained to consumers. He was sharp and paid attention, and could be quick with corrections, so I minded my polishing, as I needed no directions. A wink of his eye, a tilt of his head, soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and decked all our halls with grape canes and a bit of a smirk. And laying his finger aside of his chin, and giving a nod, tromped off with a din. He returned to his tractor, to his team gave a whistle, and away they grew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Emeritus for all, and for all a good night. Ho, 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 ho.